Hey guys, what's going on? This instructional video is going to teach you how to change your brake pads and rotors. The car we worked on was a 2004 Toyota Sequoia. Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take off the wheel. You want to make sure you keep track of those lug nuts, you don't want to lose them. After you have the wheel off, you want to work with your car, not against your car. So to get easier access to bolts and lines, we turn the wheel. After that, we crimp the brake lines so when we're working on the brakes, the brake fluid doesn't get everywhere. Then, we unhook the brake line from the master cylinder to the caliper. Next, there should be two bolts that attach the brake caliper to the knuckle. You want to undo those, and they might be a little hard to get off, so we used an impact gun. After you take those off, the caliper should slide right off. After you get the caliper off, you want to put it somewhere where it's easy to work on. Next, you're going to take off your old rotor and put your new one on. But before you put it on, there's an oily coating that's around your brake rotor. You're going to hit it with some brake cleaner and wipe it off with a towel. So after you have your rotor, go ahead and slide it on. And then you're going to want to take a lug nut and screw it up against the rotor so it sits nice and flush.
Right, we have the old brake pad, obviously overused, and on the left we have the new one. You can't really tell the difference from this angle, but from here you can tell that this one's been really worn down and that the left one is brand new.
So now we're going to take the brake pads out of the old caliper. You're going to want to remove the two guide pins, and they should fall right out. After your brake pads are out, you're going to want to compress your caliper pistons so your new thicker brake pads can fit in. The way we did it was we took a pry bar and we just pushed them back in. After you got your pistons compressed, you're going to want to loosely fit up the caliper back to the assembly. We hand tighten the bolts from the knuckle to the caliper so we can get a rough fitting of where it's going to sit. Then we attach the brake line back up, nice and tight. After that, we took our impact gun and secured the caliper to the knuckle. Then we did one last check to make sure everything was nice and tight, because we don't want to be leaking any brake fluid. Then after that, you want to grease your brake pads up, because every moving part in your brakes you want to grease so they don't seize up. Now you want to match up the curve so you know you're putting the right brake pad on the right side, and then it should fit in. Nice and snug. Remember to grease both sides. You want to be very thorough with your grease. Make sure you get every inch of the brake pad. Then you might need to do a little finessing to get both brake pads to fit. But you should be able to get them both in. It might take a little force, but that's why we have Matthew.
Sheer force.
Remember to grease every moving part in your brake assembly. And then you're going to reattach the guide pins to hold the brake pads in place. And that little spring, make sure that the brake pads don't move. After your guide pins are in, you're going to want to secure them with small little clamps to make sure they don't fly out.